Hey, help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also hit that like button to subscribe if you want more Cavs-focused content. Cavs win 60 games, doesn't matter. Cavs sweep the Miami Heat in the most decisive and dominant playoff series victory of all time. Doesn't matter, right? The disrespect still continues. And look, the Cavs are very likely playing the Indiana Pacers with where Milwaukee is sitting. Right now, that series is not over. It might be over by the time that you see this video. But Pacer fans have gotten started earlier. The disrespect on the Cavs still continues. I saw this clip. I think it's from the To the Baja podcast or whatever it is. I think it's like a bunch of UConn guys, former players who went to UConn, do a pod. They were talking about the Cavs versus Pacers potential series. And this is the clip that we got.
Who's not beating Indy? Cleveland?
Yeah. They're beating them niggas in 5 games.
Yeah. That is going 7. You talking about Cleveland like they Boston a little bit. It's kind of weird.
But they're the second best team, definitively.
Whoa, that don't mean shit. Indiana has been through more than them motherfuckers have.
I'm a Halliburton believer, but still.
You came in on your YN shit today, huh?
I just think Cleveland a little deeper.
Deeper than who?
Indiana.
Yes. No. They're the same.
They got a nice little squad, bro.
So Cleveland versus Indiana, who you got? Exactly.
There's this funny game that the media loves to play with the Cavaliers. Like, it is the ultimate game of move the goalpost, right? Like, and the goalpost is always this mythical idea of whatever they think Boston is, right? Like, and again, I don't know how Boston became the KD Warriors after winning one championship. I don't know how Boston became Prime Bron Dynasty. I don't know how Boston became the Showtime Lakers. I don't know why we're treating Boston like they've won back-to-back-to-back championships, like Pat Mahomes is on the team. Like, I don't know how Boston became this mythical creature, this mythical being. We're all NBA fans who talk about the game on Twitter cannot stop just sucking it for the Boston Celtics. I don't know how that happened. Maybe I missed that episode, but necromancing of the Boston Celtics aside, it's amazing that no matter what the Cavs do, there's always a well for whatever they accomplish. Cavs finish with a better record than Boston. Oh, well, it's just the regular season. It doesn't really matter. Come on, Quincy, you serious? You think you're better than Boston because you got a better record than them because you guys played these same teams over a 82-game period and you won more games over that 82-game period in Boston? You think that means that you're better than Boston? Come on. That's ridiculous, Cavs fans. Don't get ridiculous. And the crazy part is Cavs fans sometimes be buying it, right? We get gaslit so much we start just believing that shit's the truth. But I continue, right? You finished with a better record than Boston. Okay, that don't mean we better than Boston. All right. I get it. Boston, they won a championship. They don't have to play hard in the regular season, even though they clearly were playing hard in the regular season this year because they won 60 games. But, okay, that's the excuse we're going to throw to Boston. Cool. Fine. Well, then you beat Boston twice. You beat them once in their own home floor after being down 25. That shit don't matter, right? Kristaps didn't play. Drew Holiday didn't play. It's not like the Cavs had people out, or the Cavs had guys who didn't show up in that game either. They did. But, okay, cool. They didn't have some starters. They didn't have some key players. The wins that Boston got over us when we were missing half of our wing rotation the 2 times that we played them and lost. Those count. But that's why Boston is better, right? But when we beat them, whoever they missing, that matters. Okay, cool. That's how you want to play it. Cool. Now we're in the playoffs. Boston drops a game to the Orlando Magic. The Cavs sweep Miami in the most dominant fashion we've ever seen a team be swept in the NBA. Well, Boston is still better because we just like Boston. That's why it is, right? And then you get a clip like this where this guy has convinced themselves that, like, and look, I don't want to make it seem like the Pacers aren't a good team and that the Pacers can't get to a 6-game series with the Cavs. I think that's a fair take, right? The Pacers aren't a joke. They're coached by Rich Carlisle. They're a good team, 50-win basketball team. They've been playing some really good basketball down the stretch. They should feel good about themselves, no doubt, right? Not trying to rain on their parade or anything like that. But you see what the Cavs are doing offensively and defensively. Let's look at what the Pacers have to offer offensively and defensively, right? They're relying on a lot of points from Tyrese, Miles Turner, who's always on and off, and Pascal Siakam, who not the most consistent player in the world. That's really what their three main players on offense and defense are. The Cavs can compete with that. The Cavs are a bit of a mismatch for them, right? It's just, I'm so tired of the disrespect. I'm so tired of the discounting of everything. And I just hope the Cavs are tired of it too. We talk about this Cavs team like they have a bad record versus over 500 teams. They have the best record in the NBA over 500 teams. People were coming into this series against the Miami Heat talking about, oh man, Miami's more experienced than the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs don't have experience. They've never been a 1 seed. They don't know how to handle the pressure of the playoffs, and it's the Heat culture and all that dumb shit that they said before the opening of this series that people are going to swear to God did not get said. All of that goofiness that was out there about, how the Cavs aren't ready for a playoff series. And then we rested at the end of the season. It's going to be rusty. We're going to be rusty. They're going to let the Heat get a game on us, all this stupid shit. And then what happens? We just smacked the Heat in 4 games. Smacked them. Darius didn't even have to play 2 of them. And I just want to make this video just so there is evidence that I am not gaslighting y'all about how people are talking about the Cavs. I want to make this video so there's evidence when I say people really thought that the Cavs were going to not beat the Pacers. If the Cavs beat the Pacers, I can say that because I proved that was out there. These are former NBA players. Well, this is one former NBA player saying this, right? And they're probably not alone. I bet some people are like, yeah, the Pacers they've been to an Eastern Conference Finals last year. The Cavs, Donovan Mitchell's never been. It's going to be all kind of goofy shit. They did the same stuff with the Heat series. Oh, Bam's been to an NBA Finals. Tyler Hero's been to a conference finals and the NBA Finals. All of this stuff. Spo is more experienced at coach. And that got people to think that the Cavs were going to drop like 2 games in the 1-8 matchup and go 6 with Miami. Ended up, none of that matters. You watch the Cavs, they look like the more experienced basketball team. We'll see what happens. The Pacers, I do think they won the series against the Cavs, right? Because the Cavs played them 2 times at the end of the year. 3 times at the end of the year, 2 times when they weren't playing starters, 1 time during that West Coast travel stretch. So I think the Pacers actually won 3 of their 4 games against the Cavs. So, they might be feeling confident. I ain't gonna be mad at them for feeling confident. We'll see what that actually turns into. Pacers play their game, Tuesday? So by the time you see this video, we'll know if the Pacers have moved on or if they're going to play game 6 or not. And then if they don't win Tuesday, then they have to play May 2nd. And if they have to play May 2nd, let's say they finish out the Milwaukee Bucks in 6. They finish out Milwaukee in 6. That either means they're playing Cleveland on very short rest May 4th, or the Cavs get an extra day of rest. They get to start the series out on Monday. But, yeah, it's just, I'm not a huge fan of how easily people just dismiss every accomplishment that the Cleveland Cavaliers have had. And I get it, right? You got to win a championship to earn certain respect. And I'm not asking people say that the Cavs are going to walk into the playoffs and just win a championship. I'm not asking for the easy path. But damn, show us some respect over what we are the 1 seed, dog. Like, act like it. Act like we difficult to play. Because we are. But you know what? Miami fans, they came into this series, hopeful. They left dismayed, despaired, talking about trading Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. So maybe the only thing they could teach some of these folks is actually having to go up in the 7-game series and playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. And hopefully the Cavs can back it up. We'll see what happens. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.